glorious, what's this thing called? Temple. Glorious towers of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat. And there's a parrot sitting up the top, but I don't think you'll be able to see. Beautiful green parrot sitting by the chakra, singing the glories of the divine couple and Mahaprabhu. Oh, and down here, in there, is the hidden treasure of Radha Damodar temple.
No, I guess we're good.
Hare Krishna, many things. That was only.
But we can't hear anything now. I don't know if Keshavananda Prabhu is speaking or not.
No, Maharaj, we saw your auspicious arrival and we humbly withdrew.
No. Come
now
on.
we're opening obeisances.
My humble obeisances, and very happy to open up the Zoom and find you all here on the roof of the Ashram building from Latvia. 1, 2, 3, but there should be number 4 as well.
Lavanga. Yes, they're coming. In the room. Someone. And we have the monkey stick in case they try to.
Be careful. They know what is a phone, and especially they know what is an Apple iPhone.
Yes, they do, Marge. They're getting very particular now.
Yeah, very particular. Be careful. Oh, well, wonderful. So, devotees, let us not break etiquette. We've all come together and we can give obeisances to each other on the roof of the ashram building, which is called Keshavananda. Please remind us.
Rupa, Saraswat, Sridhar, Seva, Kunja.
Shri Rupa Saraswat Sridhar Seva Kunja. What a all-comprehensive name for expressing the ashram there in Vrindavan. So we are right at the center. I don't know how long Keshavananda Prabhu, Paramananda Prabhu and the team have been with you just now and explaining, but those who have joined, then we are. Oh my goodness, I just saw Parvan's photo. Is that a thumbnail, or are you actually driving on the motorcycle and got a strange background? Oh my goodness, Parvan Krishna, take care, be careful. In outer space, be careful riding your motorcycle there. Oh, anyway, sorry, slightly distracted there. So we are in not outer space, but we've actually landed on the roof of the Srila Rupa Saraswati Sridhar Seva Kunj. And this is the very heart of Vrindavan Dham. This is the ashram building beside the temple that you saw just now, the temple domes, which is where I just entered and saw the beautiful perspective, feel, mood, temple domes of our ashram there, which very much is a reminder of the Mool mat, the central mat of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat mat in Navadip. So let us come together. We'll have a chat in just a moment or two. Let us begin, as we do, with obeisances to each other, because we've already got a grand assembly of Vaishnavas. So let us give our obeisances to each other. And we are also live on Facebook and here on Zoom, and we're also in the recorded version, and we're with our beautiful family. So, Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saha Gana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Ajnana Timirandasya Yananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura-tattva Namaha. Hare Krishna. Well, I would like to pass the microphone straight back to Vrindavan because this is a rare occasion. Not only are we on the roof of the ashram there, not only are we in the very center, geographically and spiritually of Vrindavan Dham, but we're with the devotees. There's Annapurna of Moscow, who we know from Sukhumi.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. I'm very happy she's met up with you all too. And you look also a little chilly early in the morning. It's 6:35, 6:40 in the morning. And that's
7:30, not so early. 7:30.
Oh, 7:30. Oh, okay. 7:30 in the morning. All right.
It's up now.
So let me pass the microphone back to you all because you're now on your perhaps third day of parikrama with devotees joining. And I'm looking around to see, not the monkeys, I'm looking around to see if Keshavananda, if Munindra Mohan Prabhu and Krishna Kanta, then
coming. Just now coming.
Yes.
Just now coming. Okay. 7:30, breakfast time soon, so we better catch our devotees in Vrindavan in case they're drawn by affection to breakfast soon.
No,
So,
this is our breakfast, Maharaj.
Maybe.
Today.
all right. So, well, back to basics. You've come to Vrindavan Dham. When we go to Vrindavan and when the pilgrims come, then we always remind each other about where we are, and we remind each other about the 10 offences to the Holy Dham. We remind each other about walking on our heads instead of on our feet. And we really do have to always be conscious when, especially in the Holy Dham, and that includes the temples and the places of worship around the world. We must be very careful, and as the British say, watch our P's and Q's. Means watch our devotion, our behavior in every sense with all things. And even the monkeys that come to try to steal the phones and things, we have our duty to protect our possessions, but not to actually feel bad about the monkeys or aggressive or anything else. We want to give respect to everything in the Holy Dham. So I think that now is a good time. Keshavananda Prabhu, he is a natural leader of devotees who come to the Dham. Paramananda Prabhu is a natural leader of devotees who come to the Dham, and both of them can help give us some perspective on arriving in Vrindavan this time, 2025.
Maharaj, just before we start, I wanted to say that since Srila Govinda Maharaj concluded his manifested pastimes, it's really hard to imagine going to the Dham without your company and Keshavananda Prabhu's company. You don't have to feel bad, Maharaj. You're fully represented by Keshavananda Prabhu here. And really, for the last several years, he was the main caretaker, provider, guide, and so many other things for the devotees coming from different countries, not just, I'm thinking from my own perspective of our parikramas we used to organize, but there are actually devotees coming from all over the world. And he was here during most of the seasons, tolerable seasons, sometimes even not so tolerable seasons, intolerable seasons, and really serving very nicely. So it's hard to imagine him not being here, but luckily he is here and he is fully representing you, Maharaj. And we're keeping you in our hearts.
Hare Krishna. Well, when you were talking, when you began speaking, I was just going to say, I was honestly thinking that you're going to say, oh, it's very difficult to come to the Dham without Srila Gurudev. That's the actual matter. They're
Well,
coming to the Dham without him, then we are very much feeling something lacking. But no, you got Keshavananda, you got each other in the present time, and this is keeping alive Srila Gurudev's directives and view and how we see the Dham, how we behave. So his lotus feet are everything.
Yes, Maharaj, no doubt. So now I'm passing the microphone to our Vrindavan guide, Srimati Keshavananda Prabhu.
Round up some devotees. Like someone go tell everyone. Hare Krishna. We're just sitting here happily observing the Dham, the parrots singing, and the monkeys haven't really got started yet. I think that.
Be careful, touch wood and do something.
And yes, in this refuge, in the world of spirituality, for want of a better word, and the spiritual path and its various destinations and possibilities, the wide variety of spiritual instructions and flavors and so many things is an ocean in this world. There's an ocean of bona fide and not bona fide spiritual shiksha, spiritual knowledge, or what is being presented as spiritual knowledge, and can be very confusing and contradictory and bewildering, quite frankly. And the marketplace for this kind of spirituality is big, and here in India especially, on every corner there is someone presenting some kind of conception of what is the soul, what is God, so many. And especially in the holy places, they're naturally attracting so many pilgrims and so many seekers, and certainly in Vrindavan, can be very bewildering, and the line of our divine masters is so refined and beautiful and sweet, and has attracted us by their grace, and their affectionate pulling has attracted us to the service of their holy lotus feet. And so we come here to do some parikram seva and some whatever little seva we can do. And Gurudev Srila Govinda Maharaj has given us this shelter here in the Dham, so that we can associate together under their protecting, affectionate lotus feet at this time of year, in their lotus socks, looking very beautiful, under that shelter. And then we can go little parikrama here and there, and always we want to be going with to see with their eyes as possible by us. We want to hear what they have said and see what they have seen, and try and adjust ourselves accordingly. So when this property came, the first thing Srila Gurudev did was build the guest house. Before temple, he's building guest house for the pilgrims, for the devotees. So the devotees will have safe place where they can do kirtan and serve and take prasadam and mandira marjanado, clean the temple, and we can go on. In the middle, I mean, we are in the heart of Vrindavan. This side, Imli Tala, origin of Gaura-tattva, Guru Maharaj, right here. Nityananda over here, where Nityananda would stay. Radha Damodar next door with the samadhis of so many Vaishnavas, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Kaviraj Goswami.
Kanta place.
That's so many. We would be here all day and infinitely, actually, to try to just even say this place, and the other place. So really the heart of Vrindavan, the intense, actually it's too high and too hot for us, really. This is the truth. And this temple that Srila Govinda Maharaj created is really the temple of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. It's his place. His Pushpa Samadhi is here at a respectable distance, not very far, but some respectable distance from Rupa Goswami and Jiva Goswami in Radha Damodar, his place of service. So Guru Maharaj, he was given to Rupa Goswami. One of the shlokas above the door of this ashram is the last shloka from the Rupa Goswami, the Ashtakam Udashakam, Guru Maharaj's prayer to Rupa Goswami, glorifying Rupa Goswami. And that last verse, which Gurudev put above the door of this building, says, I'll have to paraphrase because I don't have it here, but he says, just before his passing, my spiritual master gave me to the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami. Despite my disqualification, he gave me to, this is Guru Maharaj saying what happened. He's just matter-of-factly, you can say, saying this. This is what happened to me. Just before his passing, my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Bhagavan, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, handed me to the lotus feet of Rupa Goswami. May he bless me to continue. This is the shloka over this building. So this is the place, the inconceivable place where Guru Maharaj is doing his divine service. And this temple was Guru Srila Govinda Maharaj created with him for Guru Maharaj. And for the rest of us, he's giving very protecting instruction that this is a place where we come for a few days and serve and go to our service elsewhere. It's not a place of business. It's not a place of anything other than the remembrance and service of Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. Very intense place. Happy and wonderful and beautiful, but fools rush in where angels fear to tread, we heard. Hare Krishna. I don't know what these little birds are called, but they're all over. They're very beautiful. They have like a little red. Anyway, Hare Krishna. And really in this Braja Dham, then our home, we can say, is in Govardhan. That is where the Samadhi, the Pushpa Samadhi of Srila Govinda Maharaj is situated. Jaya Jaya Guru Deva Arati Ujvala Govardhana Padapite Bhuvana Mangala. So he is there. And we were talking about Giriraj recently and how he's family member. You can open the biscuits and give one to Giriraj, you know, very happily. Family members. So under the affectionate lotus eyes and affection of Giriraj, then Gurudev manifested this Sridhar Swami Seva Ashram Paramashobhana, the most beautiful, yes, where everybody comes to do parikrama, all the devotees. So so we will go there tomorrow to Govardhan and meet up with more devotees there, and we feel little safer there. So anyway, we are here now. So everybody has some seva. We're not here long, and but yes, you know, so many wonderful things. Yesterday, for us, was a very, you know, what is it? Parting is sweet, such sweet sorrow. So yesterday was a very sweet, tinged with separation day of the disappearance of Sripad Bhakti Premik Siddhanti Maharaj, this well-known Vaishnava who served Srila Prabhupada from his young days, and Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj. He disappeared yesterday, so we were remembering him. And then we were invited in the morning time. Kanaka Goswami, the head of the Radha Damodar temple, came in and said, "Oh, you're invited. Yes, you're invited for prasadam today, some festival." So we went there happily, and took prasadam in the temple of Radha Damodar. Very wonderful, as you can imagine, and we were taking that festival, that prasadam, as the feast for Siddhanti Maharaj. We were remembering him as I was remembering him when I was munching my pakora. We got the papaya. We meant to offer some papaya to him, but we got the papaya, but we never got round to the offering. But he can take today. Borrow plus. It's a Hare Krishna. These are all leelas of Siddhanti Maharaj, you know, another personality. Everyone in our mission, personality. We are not rubber we are not rubber stamp devotees. No, Naveen Prabhu, he's finding that very hilarious. And he's looking after everybody. He's looking after the temple. He's running here and there, making sure that everybody has what they need and answering their questions, and has soldier for Gurudev here in Vrindavan. So here and trying to, you know, just moving very carefully. That this is beyond imagination. We can't really understand anything, so we're just staying close as we can to the devotees and to the instructions of Srila Gurudev, and staying in this beautiful shelter that he has provided for the devotees. And very happily, look who we have here: Chaitanya Maidiri and Dhananjaya Prabhu somewhere, and Krishna Kanta Munindra. Look.
Wonderful.
Look. You can you can see Imli Tala just behind their lovely heads, and there's more devotees also here. Padmanabha Maharaj downstairs, Avadut Maharaj somewhere, and Mahayogi Maharaj. Yes, so many devotees here.
Something I can add.
Yes, please do.
Actually, just wanted to use this opportunity to mention that everyone heard how miraculously this temple manifested. So Govinda Maharaj did not hanker for any place in such an exalted location of Vrindavan, but it did come to him. And taking into consideration what we hear from the scriptures, how Krishna is very eager to glorify his devotee, and how he is eager to give them due honors and happy to do so. So in a similar way, we can see how this temple manifested. Because like Keshavananda Prabhu just mentioned in the beginning, we are on the grounds of Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami's place, where so many wonderful Vaishnavas would gather during their presence. That's the place where Srinivasacharya, Shamananda, Narottam, Das Thakur studied and served under the guidance of Jiva Goswami. And they could still have darshan of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is actually composing in one of the places where he would compose Chaitanya Charitamrita verses. So Guru Maharaj, and it's significant that Srila Guru Maharaj is fully and beautifully represented here. Because where else he belonged to? He belongs to Rupa Goswami's camp. And how beautiful that was manifested by the will of the Lord. So this place was given to Srila Govinda Maharaj to establish the dignity and the position of Srila Guru Maharaj, the prestige of his teachings, the prestige of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat as it is, which is encapsulated in the ideals and teachings of Srila Guru Maharaj, continued by Srila Govinda Maharaj and all the sincere Vaishnavas in that line. So we are allowed to be here, even though we're most unqualified, but somehow this great fortune came to us and we're allowed here to do some seva. And for many years, I've been, in a good sense, very envious to Keshavananda Prabhu, because he received the seva. It wasn't him, pushing for it, but he received the seva through our Guru Varga by the grace of Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, who was stationed here before him. And any seva performed here, especially seva to the devotees, and this is what the temple is for exclusively, no other reason but to serve the Vaishnavas who are coming here, to serve the Dham, to be here, to hear Guru Maharaj's teachings, to hear our Guru Varga's teachings, Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. How can I mention them all? That's what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying. And all of them are fully, and that's the highest concentration of that grace is here in this particular place where we're sitting right now. So on that note, I would like to pass Maharaj, with your permission, of course, to Krishna Kanta in Munindra.
You are reading my mind, so it's not only you say permission, it is our desire, representing everyone here. Hare Krishna. Oh, I'm in separation.
Oh, Maharaj, we also.
Oh, well, what can I say? So many memories here with Srila Gurudev. I remember coming here in Kartik time, and he would, sit in downstairs outside his room and sing so many songs, the Damodarastakam and all this Kartik song, the Vrindavan song was very beautiful. And also he would sit here on the roof with all the devotees around and just having talks, and he was probably lost in his own not lost, but in his own world, meditating, And it was very beautiful to be here with Srila Gurudev. And actually, we didn't go anywhere when Gurudev was here. I didn't visit any temple. Just now that we come with the devotees after his disappearance, that we have this opportunity to visit. But to say everything is here at the feet, of Guru Maharaj. So we stay happily here with Srila Gurudev. And also one time I remember going to the Yamuna with him on a boat. And Sundari also was there, Uma Didi. And he took us on a boat ride on the Yamuna. It was very sweet. Yeah, this is just sharing some memories here, not any philosophy or Siddhanta, which, the Prabhus are much better. So, Munindra.
Yes, is our style. We move in the bubble, transcendental bubble of Srila Gurudev. We go here and there, but without his shelter, we are not going anywhere. So it's very safe to be in places, in Holy Dhams, in service of Srila Gurudev, thinking how to follow his instruction, how to please him, and remembering him. Yes, I also remember he was sitting by his room, and that time Radha Damodar was not covered with a roof. So he would look for many hours Vaishnava going in parikram and pay dandavat to the samadhi of Rupa Goswami, Krishna Raj Goswami, etc. And say, maybe I have the fortune to see some Vaishnavas today. So he was looking for the Vaishnava parikram like this. And yes, his mood was little different from Navadip. I cannot really say how, but yes, more internal, yeah, singing, like suddenly singing himself out of the program in random times, and relishing shloka. And we have also beautiful Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami memorial manifestation. We witnessed that when he got the land, there was nothing there, just some dilapidated temple. And he would start construction, and he asked me to take measurement with his own stick. Prabhu, get my stick and measure how many sticks measure the temple. Then I was too much nervous and measure wrong.
As Munindra goes measuring the things, everyone is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, even Gurudev. And then he came ask me the wrong number, and everyone was like,
yeah, I told this story many times, but I was a little nervous. In Vrindavan Dham, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami temple, Gurudev stick. You imagine, it's not like ordinary situation.
But did you remember
And
how many sticks?
No, by now I don't remember, but few, like wrong anyway. And it's so beautiful that he would put all the initial shloka of each chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Das original composition in Sanskrit, they are carved in marble there. He would pay some attention to that. And so we are here, Maharaj,
and
try to do some shopping for Gandharvika Gopinath. And
also I remember when the temple wasn't built yet, there was only the guest house. And Gurudev asked me once to make a sketch of the front of the, he told me, do this. And it's in this so difficult to find, the scale and the paper. But I put together something and I made a sketch of the front like that. So I was very happy. And to give, he needed some design to give to the builder. So he told me what to do and this, and I made for him. And yeah, something. I mean, not that they use that, but you need to have something on the paper. And well, yeah, something else came, but it's gone.
yes, some seva for us as Mlecha in Vrindavan.
Oh, then yes, and then I remember the deities also, they weren't yet, of course, manifested, but there were these deities, the smaller one, this. And I remember him commenting, like, he actually generally has not so much feeling for deities. He's not into deities so much. But he was commenting about that Vrindavan deities. They are calling me. It was like they're talking to me. And Radharani is dancing. And he was like so attracted to this small deities that they are on the altar. That they were here.
Yes.
I don't know the history.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, hundreds in this house behind where
in the
you
house
just
nearby. Yes. Anyway, Yes, so those little deities that are on the altars, they were like his favorite deities, talking to him and calling him. So, well,
Yes, when the new deity came, he wanted Shutasha Prabhu carry the deities in front of the Brajavasi to show that we as Mlecha can do something in Vrindavan. It was quite a revolutionary thing.
Right.
And then he also, those deity he likes very much, and there's no better than more beautiful deities than Gandharva, Rasabiarijo, and yeah, comment there. Radharani is ready to dance. Radharani mood is ready to dance for Krishna.
Sweet memories.
Dandavat Maharajji, Dandavat all the devotees. I don't see anybody, just see myself, but
Oh, many devotees are here from as Gurudev said, I have disciples from North Pole to South Pole. So yes, many are here. Chaitanya Moy, please continue happily.
Maharajji, actually, I'm in separation with your good self, because I'm remembering early morning like this, the mini parikrams with you and the parikrams, and so many mornings. And unfortunately, the parikram path is not the same, as you may know. Not anymore the soft sand earth of Vrindavan. But I'm very happily remembering all the beautiful pastimes you had here, and I could witness. And this morning, by the mercy of Naveen Krishna, who just ran away, I could take darshan of Gurudev's room, and which is very, it touched my heart, because I remember how the room was when 12 years ago when I came. So very, very happy to see so taken care of and so beautiful. So I've been here with Gurudeva only once. I think was his last time in Vrindavan, 2008. And it was the first time he stayed in the Krishna Das Kaviraj building. And there was Divya Shakti here, the glorious Divya Shakti, who
And
took
she's
care.
with us. She's with us now also, by the way.
Divya
Yeah.
Shakti. So much memories and gratitude to you to help me, to engage me in the service of helping you arranging Gurudeva's new room and the whole veranda. So I remember dearly those times. So my dandavats to all the devotees, and I pass through.
Couple of words from our Latvian leader, Srila Krishna Prabhu here.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat all devotees. Like here is Dharam Prabhu and Sarala Kanad. And yeah, what to say? We are learning from our senior devotees how to be here, how to see Vrindavan. When we came here first, some material mood met us, maybe met me, yeah. But then through like example of our senior devotees, I become to see Vrindavan here like we were in previous Kartik Parikrama time with Guru Maharaj and with Srila Goswami Maharaj. And when we visited Seva Kunja and Radha Damodar, I was trying to hear the voice of Srila Goswami Maharaj while he's telling us about these old places. And really this helps, because without Vaishnavas, what can we see in Vrindavan? Like material environment, sellers, dealers, and that's all. Because Vrindavan is covered. And our fortune that we have senior devotees, our gurus, like you, Madhusudan Maharaj, and we can like hear the stories with Srila Govinda Maharaj, and I can remind old stories here with Srila Goswami Maharaj. Now Vrindavan is different compared with yesterday. Yesterday was like materialistic Vrindavan. Today is spiritual Vrindavan with the blessings of all senior Vaishnavas. Yes, and maybe Dharam Prabhu.
My Dandavat pronouns all the devotees, Dandavat pronouns Maharaj, and what I want to say is it's to be here in Vrindavan with you and without you, it's a little bit, there is a difference. And you know, I was afraid to come here without you because I cannot see, I don't have a spiritual eyes, I don't have spiritual vision, and what can I say actually? But today we are going to Gaura-tattva, and hopefully there will be a little bit safe. Then here in Vrindavan, and after 3 days will be a very, very special day for me because there will be a 7th anniversary when you gave me initiation, and I got a connection with our Guru Varga, with Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj, and this was a good opportunity to come here to remember that glorious day when I was the happiest person in the world.
Finally, we got to do the happy. After all these years. Maharaj, we rest our case.
It's really wonderful to be with you all there, and please understand, each of you, that you are representing, or I don't know whether representing is the right word, but we are all living, there is a word, isn't there, in English, vicariously, I seem to remember from a long time ago, that by your presence there, we are also feeling that presence of Vrindavan. We are feeling that we are there. And again, this is an amazing part of technology. And that ashram came through some amazing part of technology. Means the phone, I know we think a phone is very Flintstones, archaic, Stone Age kind of technology by now. But in Nabadi, we had the telephone with the curly wire. You know, this is for the new generation. Do you know what a telephone used to be? Anyway, this ashram came when the dead telephone, which had been dead for several days, when Gurudev was just picking it up just to see whether it was alive, to see if there was a dial tone. And it was Krishna Vallabha, that time, the senior most, very respectable Vaishnava devotee, who lives just nearby there to the Radha Damodar temple. And it was him telling to Srila Gurudev that they've had this meeting of the Vaishnavas here, this land has become available, it's been under litigation, but we all want that you will be the Sevite of this land. And so many are trying to get it for some commercial purpose, for name or fame, whatever it may be, but unanimously they wanted that Srila Gurudev will have that, will be the Sevite of the land. But only 7 days in order to sign the papers before it'll be out in the open market like that. And then there'll be no way to give, to be able to reserve it for Gurudev. And so, you know, miraculously this came, Gurudev hearing everything, and I'm sitting with Gurudev. So this is, you know, one of those pastimes of Gurudev. We've been with him, and really Gurudev was very surprised by everything that he heard. And then when after the telephone conversation, which went on for a little while, then everything finished and Gurudev put down the phone, and then he put down the phone, and then almost immediately, I mean, after 30 seconds or something, he picked it up again, assuming that there's going to be, you know, the old telephones have a dial tone, anyhow, expecting that there'll be a dial tone, but it was completely dead. And even, you can tell on those phones when you tap the part, the rest where the handle goes down, when you tap it, you can hear if there's electricity. You know, there's a little click, click, click when you tap. But it was dead, a dead telephone. And it was another 2 or 3 days before it was alive again, as it were. And all these things combined, it made Srila Gurudev understand that this is meant to be, because Gurudev, he doesn't see like coincidence or so many things. He's always looking for the reason behind something. So, but that was then. And now we have technology, a different kind of technology, which is allowing us to actually be there, like live, as you are there now, we are there. And I was thinking about Zoom when you were speaking a little earlier, when Keshavananda was speaking. Zoom is very good, actually, at filtering out sounds which are not talking. But the parrots were very loud and clear. So I'm thinking Zoom is doing a very good job, because the parrots are always talking in Vrindavan. And as we come to hear, when we hear the pastimes in Vrindavan and Govardhan, you know, Krishna's parrot goes spying for Krishna, Radharani's parrot goes spying for Radharani, and the parrots come back and give their news, and all contributing to the Leela. And the parrots are famous for talking together. What are they saying? Okay, Krishna knows. He knows the language of everything. But anyway, oh, there we are. We just heard a parrot.
Yeah,
So,
is there Raj, on top of the temple?
yes,
A flag.
they're part of the living decoration of the temple, actually, the parrots. There, and I hope that big tree is behind still, between us and the Imli Tala temple. I don't know if it's still there. Oh, some monkeys are nearby. Do be careful of your phone, Suresh Krishna Prabhu. Don't think, oh, it won't happen to me. It happens. Their business. Anyway, so we are there. And I was actually seeing Sri Lekadi's face just a little bit before, because Keshavananda Prabhu, he's in one sense a son of Sri Devi Dasi, and he always calls her Mum, mother. Yes, Mata. He calls her Mata. So I was thinking that I was seeing her face and thinking, oh, my son, he's growing up so well. Now he's representing Vrindavan and taking devotees. And so today we kindly will come to Sri Lanka. Just a few words from you. You are also a veteran, a young veteran of pilgrimages with Gurudev in different places. Please share Sri Lanka within the family as we are.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat, the pilgrims. Oh my gosh, really, it is feeling like union and separation for sure. We know that kind of feeling when we've been to the Dham, and especially as you are all saying so eloquently and beautifully with Gurudev. His, you know, it's the dust of his feet that are the Holy Dham. So we're always trying to be protected there. And everything that all of you have been saying, and Maharaj, it's all just like music in our hearts. So we hope that you will be mercifully once in a while remembering this poor soul over here. And yesterday, Keshavananda Prabhu sent me a picture of a garland which he had received at the Samadhi Mandir Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, which is, you know, really one of our most, I don't know why, who knows why, but very beloved kind of place for us. And I remember when we were there with Srila Gurudev, of course, in Vrindavan. I remember one pastime with Munindra Prabhu, which I don't know if he wants me to tell it, but
we would like you to tell it.
The monkey one.
He was telling us be careful because you know cages.
People knows already. Okay, you
Monkey snan.
Anyway, he said he was talking before, Srila Gurudev was talking before about how the different relationships between the parents and the children of different ages. And he's saying, you know, don't let the teenagers just run wild. You have to give some good instruction and everything. And then but then later he was saying, don't be careful, the monkeys are passing over the on these cages, and they will pee on you. They will pass urine on you. That's their nature. And then, of course,
So they saw Munindra.
Munindra Prabhu and Gurudev said, I told you, they're monkeys, they're teenagers. What can we do about that? It was very cute. I always remember that. Well, I'm sure.
The Abhishek of Munindra.
Monk Abhishek. But also, once when we were there actually it was in Govardhan, but and as Krishna Kanta Didi was saying, Krishna Kanta, she was saying, we just wanted to stay with Gurudev. We didn't really want to go running around. But one time he was saying, you go. And he said, but remember, don't disturb the pastime. And that was such a big shock for me, like, oh my goodness. And so what he's saying is, step lightly in Vrindavan. Don't let the mind become this and this and this and this. Just step lightly and understand that it is the Adhokshaja plane. It's not something that we are going to wrap our heads around. We're just remembering Gurudev and bowing down, especially to the places of our divine masters, our merciful masters, and the merciful Mahaprabhu at Imli Tala. And just always under their divine shelter, always for sure, not to try to figure it out or think about, maybe this, just, step lightly and remember their holy lotus feet. And I'll just tell one more story, Mara. When we were there, Srila Gurudev, once we were just went to see him in his room there in Vrindavan, and Gurudev said, he told me, he said, look into the eyes of Krishna, the little Krishna deities, Radha and Krishna. And I was very surprised at that, because generally we're meditating more on the holy lotus feet of the Lord. He said, look into his eyes. He said, he will talk to you. And he said, very dangerous. And I have so later on that day, I took my camera. I had a little camera. You remember cameras? I had an actual camera. But I was trying to take a picture of these deities because I felt that I was supposed to. But I couldn't get the camera to work at all. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't snap. It wouldn't do anything. But when I got home, I saw that I had a picture of those deities. So every once in a while, when I'm looking through, our pictures of so many beautiful pictures of Gurudev, and that picture will come up. And I'm still nervous to look in his heart. But yeah, there's
Jai, beautiful. Hare Krishna. Jai.
Oh my gosh. Nice to see you, Chaitanya Moy Didi.
She's hiding behind. Yeah, she's here.
Thanks for the beautiful.
Awesome. Beautiful. And Paramananda Prabhu speaking so beautifully, and of course Keshavananda Prabhu. It's really nourishing for our hearts. And like Maharaj was saying, when there's a heart connection, when some friend is going to a divine place, you really feel that somehow or other you have come there. It is true.
Yeah.
And Suresh Prabhu and Garan Prabhu and all the devotees, about everyone is super sweet to see everyone.
And Kumkum Didi is here with us, and Kumkum is another one of our caring mothers, really, coming from that generation before our generation, from Srila Prabhupada's, the children of Srila Prabhupada coming to take care of us as children.
My Dandavat Maharaj and all of the devotees there on that blessed rooftop. Oh, it is, like Srila Kadidi was saying, we feel that you are taking us there. We're remembering so many sweet times. I only got to visit Vrindavan one time, but it just seemed like it was very well packed with Gurudev's mercy. And one story I remember with Sripad Siddhanti Maharaj is he took us to Radha Damodar temple, and he was on a quest, and Sharanangi Didi was with me, and we didn't know what his plan was, but it was very memorable because when you're facing the temple, just to the left, there's another small building, and he persuaded someone to show us inside that building. And so we were just following. We had no idea what was going on, but once inside, they moved this giant, like a chest, and there were some steps there, and we walked down those steps, which were barely wide enough to fit in, and around a corner, and that deity is there, that small deity. And he explained to us later in English what he had learned, but I don't remember the name of that deity, but he was there for so long, and he was discovered because there was the cow who would come and drop her milk right there for so long.
Yes, Govindaji.
Govindaji?
Yes, Govindaji temple, this place. Yes, you can go down underneath.
Yes. Is that little deity still there, or was he put up with Radha Govinda temple later?
He was certainly there during the time that I was there. I really don't think they would remove him. It's very special. This is the Radha Govindaji temple, just on top of the hill, the sandstone temple. And as you say, just to the left of that, there's a separate temple with tiny stairway going down. Yes. But I don't think they would move that deity. Maybe Keshavananda will find out while they're there, but if they have, we'd be very sad. We'll put it that way.
Yes, and it's not always open, so you're very fortunate when you have the darshan there. But you had Siddhanti Maharaj mercifully whisking you away there. Yes, beautiful.
He was very determined to arrange that. And it was so miraculous how that deity was discovered, because the cow, I don't remember who was observing the cow came and her milk would come down, and it formed, you could still see the indentation in the stone below where she would drop her milk, and the deity would come over and drink that milk. So that was how they discovered that the deity was there.
The local residents observed that occurrence, and Rupa Goswami had some revelation in his dream. So after researching a little bit and talking to the local people who observed, yes, this is indeed the place where the cow goes regularly and drops some milk there, and then that's how the deity of Govinda was discovered by Rupa Goswami.
But there is another deity there now, isn't it? I think perhaps it's being referred to. But the main Govindaji deity, Rupa Goswami had been searching from the records and from talking with the people, and he could not find that deity. And other deities, other places were being discovered, but it was through the villagers, the Brajabasis, who they said, well, we also don't know where is the deity. But some villagers said, but there's a very unusual thing, that there is a cow that goes every day to the top of this hill. It's not a high hill, but goes to the top of the hill and drops her milk in there. And then when some inspiration came in, Rupa Goswami, here. And so gently excavated and came across that the Govindaji deity, which was installed by Brajanabha, the grandson or great-grandson of Krishna himself, this going back 5,000 years, and then was discovered there. But that deity then came to the temple. The main deity came to the temple, and then later well, first of all, the temple was built, and it was 7 stories, and this was arranged by Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, who lived nearby and stayed nearby for that seva. And then when the Mughals invaded Vrindavan, and there was a big massacre in the towards the end of the 17th century, I believe, then there was a migration of Krishna's various forms, deity forms, and largely to the safety, the protection of Jaipur and Rajasthan, where there was a very strong military and Vaishnava military that can protect the deities. And Govindaji is now in Jaipur, that in fact the very center of Jaipur at the king's palace. And the devotees are going there today or tomorrow, and we do look forward and pray that we can share through them some darshan of the deity and the mood of visiting there. And now, in fact, I have to try to remember, but it's this like sanctum sanctorium kind of thing, that cave, that place where you go inside, there is, I think, a deity there now, perhaps Pratibhumurti, like a replacement deity, I'm not sure. But that's also, yes, very few people get to go in there, and it's open maybe once a year or twice a year, and you can notice there are steps going up from outside. And then when that time it is open, there'll be queues, people will queue, because you can only get like 3 or 4 people down there at once. You can't have even people going up and down at the same time.
Right.
So Siddhanti Maharaj's grace. Is Keshavananda Prabhu just there? Oh yeah, he is there. He's on the... Can you remember inside that cave, Keshavananda Prabhu?
Yes, I can't, not clearly, Maharaj. I have been there a few times, but not recently, so I can't, it's not in the top of my mind.
But that's where Govindaji was taking refuge, and who knows how long. Amazing stories. Amazing Leela, not stories, in fact. Jai Kum for reminding us.
Well, we returned, and he was telling, Siddhanti Maharaj was telling Gurudev about it, and we were just so much reminded of how we're dependent on Gurudev helping us to see, because otherwise it would be, but he put so, just as you have been doing too, putting so much understanding around this incredible Leela, so that we can try to grasp, or gasp at least.
Grasp or gasp. Very good use of poetic English. Very good. Hare Krishna. Oh, I'm exhausted going on parikram in Vrindavan today.
It's just a mini parikrama, right?
I know. And those who don't know, I don't know how it happened, but Chaitanya Devidasi, she's reminding us of the mini parikramas in Vrindavan. How is it that a mini parikrama takes longer than doing the whole parikrama? Unbelievable. There's something mystic about Vrindavan. We think, okay, we'll do part of the parikrama, and because, but then it takes longer than doing the whole parikrama. We get caught here, there, and everywhere. It's Vrindavan's very wonderful. And you are all there, they're gathering there in Vrindavan. And there's Imli Tala right behind, that we recognize the top of the temple there. And then the Jamuna is behind there. And we could just ask a quick question. How is the Jamuna? Is she a little healthy or a little dry?
Yes, very clean, surprisingly.
Beautiful.
Considering previous years, but beautiful, little, not so full, not full-bodied, but beautiful, clean.
Bellissima. Bellissima. And Sundar, and Prakrashna, and Hana, and every beautiful and chamatkari. Yes, yes.
That's the description.
All right, beautiful. So with this description of the river Jamuna, also personality, everything is personal, and in Vrindavan, super personality. Any last word from the team on the roof, the pilgrimage party on the roof?
Well, we would like to ask you, Maharaj, and all the assembled Vaishnavas to give their grace so that we can acquire a proper angle of vision, because that was Guru Maharaj's instruction to the pilgrims who would come to the Holy Dham. So when they approached him and asked, what is our duty, what is our seva, he said, acquiring proper angle of vision is your seva and duty. So please, all of you, be kind and, well,
Very kind.
you can just forget me and be kind to all the assembled devotees. Probably work better.
Anyway, wonderful to be with each of you, and we do look forward to keeping up behind you, following in the footsteps of the Vaishnavas. But we'll also, like you, try to walk on our heads as we proceed, and just be careful about everything in our mind as well as in our actions while in Vrindavan. And we are also there with you. We must be careful with our mind and with our actions. We are visiting Vrindavan through you all. All right, wonderful. We'll let you go for breakfast. Now I know it's 5.5 hours difference. Then you better go for breakfast. And I'm just thinking, perhaps it's going to be chapati and sabji because you are VIPs. So not just...
No, Maharaj. Paneer sandwiches.
Oh my goodness. What happened to Vrindavan? Anyway, this is very wonderful that they're looking after you. And Naveen Krishna, as soon as I saw you early on at the beginning, walking across, brings joy to us to see Naveen Krishna Prabhu. He's been there so long, taking care of the building and the devotees, and Keshavananda Prabhu taking care of the building and the devotees, and going on in their service very happily. And service to the Vaishnavas is so important. And it was very clear to me when I was there, it is necessary to have a devotee in Vrindavan who can help to indicate, at least to indicate the proper angle of vision in Vrindavan. Otherwise, Vrindavan is simply a photographing place, and I've been here, I've been there, I've done this, I saw that, I saw that. It has to be the other way around, that we are going there in service, and we pray that Krishna will see us and draw us out, the real us out from our identity of us, that the Lord will see us when we go to different places. And to remember Gurudev's guidance at every step is wonderful. And if you like some guidance, there is a chapter, it's called, I believe, it's on the way to Vrindavan in the book Divine Guidance. And that is always a good reminder. And as we mentioned at the very beginning, please, everyone, remind yourself, revise the 10 offences to the Holy Dham and do the opposite. Then that will help to keep safe. Everybody knows them. Okay, now it's too late, but it's 1, 2, 3, A and B, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C, 7 is sin, you all know, 8, 9, 10, A and B. There's the different parts to different offenses. Okay, dear devotees, you're all thinking, what are these? Now you can go to revise, chant Hare Krishna, and be happy. All right, to all of the Vaishnavas, and so many quiet Vaishnavas with us, and Divya Shakti is with us on Facebook, and Mathura Basini Devi Dasi and Gaura-tattva Prabhu, they're all on Facebook, as well as others, actually a few others, because on Facebook I can only see if somebody sends a message, and they've all sent messages of obeisances to you all as well, and all of us here who are in the live version and the recorded version of Facebook and Zoom. We give our appreciation and our obeisances to you all, with jais to our life and soul connection with all divinity, giving us guidance out of darkness to light, out of all of the suffering of this world to the joyful world of Vrindavan. This is all coming by the grace of Guru and Gauranga. So Jai Srila Guru Dev, Srila Bhaktisunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rock of Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, and Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Now I'm thinking to say some Jais about Vrindavan, but if I start, where will I end? So all the deities, all the places, and all the pastimes, and all the devotees of Vrindavan ki Jai. All the pilgrims of the Dham ki Jai. And by the way, number 3, A and B of the offences are it's an offense to be aggressive to anyone in Vrindavan. That's not just like who is a Dhambasi, to the residents and the visitors, to anything, to be aggressive in Vrindavan, or to think that those who are in Vrindavan, that they are ordinary. So this way, when we understand that, we'll think the opposite and give our very careful obeisances to all life in Vrindavan, and Vrindavan is all life. So Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Parikrama, that'll cover a lot of things. Okay, ki Jai. And Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhavika Rasa Bihari Ju, the deities of Vrindavan ki Jai, and Radha Rasa Bihari Ju, the small deities who speak, as we've heard in separate eyewitness accounts with Srila Gurudev's direction, to Shri Radha Rasa Bihari Ju ki Jai, and to, I'm going to start now. If we start the Jais, what can we say? All right, so Jai to all of Vrindavan Dham, to all of the deities. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari. All the assembled Vaishnavas and Antakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Wonderful being with each of you, and Pavan Krishna, I'm happy you got to wherever you were on your motorcycle safely. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Amarinda to all of you. Oh look, Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Okay, we're going to join you for breakfast. Well,
okay.
After 6 hours or 5.5 hours. Dandavat. You can hear Vrindavan, listen. Ashti. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Om.
Very good. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, devotees. See you next time. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.